right? Sometimes a really fun game is not necessarily the most realistic game. So we went to through a lot of just different meetings and design ideas of like, well, what's not fun in 2K, and we got called out by some NBA players of what wasn't
like
fun.
the ass grinding,
that kind of stuff, like throwing the ball away on cherry pick passes,
right?
Things you didn't have control over.
That's dope, actually.
The Thunder look like they're not messing around tonight. They had a little bit of it, and it sure is fun to watch, D.A. Thank you. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo on front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul, and it's Dort in at the 3 spot. And for the Kings, Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Holmes, and it's Barnes in at the 3, the small forward. And it's Gallinari missing. Well, when Danilo Gallinari came into the NBA, Brent, he was just a catch-and-shoot type player. But he's so much more than that now.
Well, I think with the way the league has changed with the three-point shot and Gallinari's ability to do that, he's gotten a lot smarter about picking his spots when the pump fake can drive in and draw some contact.
Count that one. Gilgeous-Alexander's got the first points up on the board here for Oklahoma City. Fox against Paul. Now, here's Fox. Last game he had 28 points. Kicks it out to Bogdanovich. It's Bielitsa. Barnes outside. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. First quarter, just over a minute played. Fox against Paul. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounded by Holmes.
I saw a green light there, Kevin. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And even though he stands 6'10", Holmes plays taller than that.
He does, mostly, Kevin, because of that length. I mean, he stretches out and uses that quick jump and can block some shots and detour a few guys from trying to do some things offensively.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 28-point game against Utah.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Now Holmes following Chris Paul's 3-point attempt. And now the fast break. Gallinari with the ball and Adams with the slam.
Now, Gallinari at that size can do a little bit of everything, and I like to see him dishing the rock.
Pass to Holmes. Gallinari with the steal. And it's Paul penetrating. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 on the clock. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Yeah, you might ask for help down there. You got to push Steven Adams out of the paint, and you can't give him good looks like that.
Here's Holmes. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Barnes passes to Bielitsa. From 10 feet out, that one misses. 3 shots all come up empty. The Thunder leading by 4. Here's Dort. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Outside, Fox. Gets an open look and hits. Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple of years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Would we say that?
I think that's fair.
We would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there who are going to use either their intellect to get inside your head or do things on a physical level that are going to cause you to think about what it is you're doing on the floor.
Exactly.
And when you find those guys, they're really interesting players to watch. You're not going to replicate their shooting form, Kevin. But in terms of sometimes their approach, there are things that you might be able to learn from a Draymond Green or a Marcus Smart.
There's no doubt.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
Here's Schroeder. The Kings getting the bucket. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Hield with the bucket.
A little tease there from Buddy Hield, showing his explosiveness. Undersized, but able to convert inside.
Out to Gallinari. Fires it up. Len grabs the board. The Kings trail by 5. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Bazemore dishes to Hield. And there are the Kings with another bucket.
Well, with a young perimeter player like Hield is, operating in the pick and roll with that kind of effectiveness, he can become dangerous.
Now here's Diallo. He's covered by Bazemore. From deep, Gallinari. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Thunder lead by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Here we go now.
There's a great friendship between Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Paul. And Chris talked about
It's been a sort of long relationship.
And you see that a lot nowadays. Star players developing friendships and GA spending time with each other off the floor.
Yeah, some people hate it because they want that bad blood you used to see, but no reason you have to hate someone to really compete against them.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. What stands out to you from Oklahoma City in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Sacramento, Joseph and Hield make up the backcourt. Kent Bazemore is out there with Jabari Parker. And it's Len in at the pivot, manning the middle. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Len kicks to Hield. 6 on the shot clock, and it's in there. Hield's got 6.
Well, Hield showing some of that stop and start and stop again game, changing directions, impossible to guard.
And really, for a long time, the specter hanging over Buddy Hield was he's the player who was traded for DeMarcus Cousins. Hard billing to live up to, but he has made some giant leaps with his development.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, after years and years of rebuilding, the Kings are finally a team on the rise, and they're earning respect. Draymond Green said they've got a lot of young talent, never quit. Probably the fastest team in the history of the NBA. Green said after he plays them, I leave the game exhausted. I go home, I'm dead. And Kevin, we know that Green is pretty accustomed to going all out.
David, he sure is. He's got a lot of engine in him. Thank you so much. And slam dunk by Noel.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down. And Hield has slowly but surely turned himself into one of the elite shooters in the NBA.
And guys, to be as locked in as he is from deep with his height and release is deadly. He's the kind of player who gets better as his teammates get better around him, and he is just now finding his stride.
Here's Ferguson, covered by Barnes. Ferguson misses.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
In the corner, it's Hield. Fox passes to Hield. Off target from outside. So for the Kings, they come in off the loss to the Pelicans. And Noel kicks it over to Schroeder. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on De'Aaron Fox.
The one thing about Dennis Schroeder as a point guard that you have to respect is he's fearless about attacking the rim.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Sacramento. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Paul's checked in for Andre Robertson. And that one's good. Parker.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
The drive by Paul. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Here's Fox. Kept alive by Sacramento. Bogdanovich passes to Bielitsa. Second chance shot. And there's the nice layup by Barnes. Barnes has got the lead up to 4 now for the Kings.
Well, they've been striving towards it for years now, and the Kings are finally one of the premier up-tempo teams.
Well, it works for them when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox out there to blast off on any possession. You surround them with great shooters in Bogdanovich and Hield. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense on a nightly basis throughout the course of a regular season.
Harry Giles is checked in for Parker, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel.
Looked like a simple play and turned into a turnover. Can't give away possessions like that.
And the Kings making a change here. Holmes checked in. Gallinari, he's checked in for Oklahoma City.
Well, trying to figure out ways to score through contact, De'Aaron Fox does not back down.
And stolen by Bogdanovich. At the elbow, Fox. Giles kicks to Fox. And that's a foul called on Gallinari. That's his first foul. Muscala, he's checked in for Adams. Holmes finds Bogdanovich to Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
It's Bielitsa, and the dunk by Bielitsa.
More and more improved floor awareness for De'Aaron Fox.
Now, here's Gilgeous Alexander. Not a lot of room.
And they just can't find a way to end this thing. Nothing falling right now.
Frustration seems to be mounting here, and you can see not just in their faces, but right now in their quick and hurried shot selection. This can make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Holmes with the steal. Gilgeous Alexander with the steal. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Gallinari running to the left wing. Pass to Diallo. Will it go? Can't capitalize inside.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And so it's Sacramento up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And they're a bit... All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basket. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor. And that should...
wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Without question, De'Aaron Fox displaying his skills today.
Yeah, there is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Dort in at the 3. Bogdanovich passes to Fox. Back to Bogdanovich. 6 to shoot. Pass to Bielitsa. Sacramento needs to get off a shot, and it goes down 2 points. 8 points for De'Aaron Fox. Replay angles are interesting, Brent. Instant feedback on social media. Talk about the increased pressure now on referees to get every call right.
So many times, Kevin, on nights where you're working games, you sit there for a minute and a half.
In super slow motion looking at the play.
And still sometimes hard to get it right.
Very hard.
What I think the league should think about doing with the competition committee is every team in the league should have 3 and 4 cameras that are mounted so that every time there's a replay at any given arena, they have access to the same angle.
For every game.
Every game. Where are most of the times these calls being missed? Where are these calls getting wrong? And how is it that we can implement some technology to help us not only get it right more often, which is the most important thing, but also fair and balanced vision for the referees to have an opportunity to do so.
What an excellent idea. The kick out to Barnes. Out to the right wing. The wide open look here for Fox. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Fox has got 10.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
And the pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Kings. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And for that matchup against the Rockets, that's where you have got to bring your A game, especially when you know you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all night long.
And the rejection by Noel.
And Noel in there to intimidate, and does so there.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Back to Hield. To the middle, and stolen by Noel. Kicks it out to Schroeder. And he uses the glass on the layup. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the night.
And Schroeder did not even have to think twice about that shot. This young man simply devours these chances inside.
Hield. But they get it back. Sacramento gets it back in a new 14. Left side Joseph. Clock at 6. And Adams sends it back.
Well, he can be intimidating. Steven Adams, such a big frame down there, and great timing on that block.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Muscala, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Thunder trailing by 16. And for the Thunder, a lot of the assistant coaches leaving this past summer. Greg, how much of a concern is that for head coach Billy Donovan?
Possibly a sign that Donovan could be on the hot seat in OKC. I mean, 3 consecutive first-round exits. Donovan on the final year of his deal. The clock is definitely ticking.
Here's Schroeder. It's blocked.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
And Bazemore kicks to Joseph. It's tipped. The drive by Schroeder. And the layup is good. Schroeder's got 4 points this quarter.
And even though Schroeder might be on the light end of things when it comes to his weight, he remains relentless driving towards the basket.
The offensive rebound. Len. Back to Hield. Pass to Bazemore. 5 to shoot. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Yeah, Bazemore has these moments. 6 hops right there in the flush to send it home.
Schroeder against Joseph. Let's go. And no good that time. And the Kings going the other way now. Their next game playing at home is the Nets coming to town. And they've been enjoying this long homestand. That will be game 4 of 5 in a row at home. And it's Hield off the drive. Bucket is good. Hield's got 8 points.
Making the easy shots and the tough shots. He's on top of his game.
Shooter passes to Noel. Sacramento grabs the miss. Land's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Sacramento making some changes. Giles comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Fox in for Joseph. And Oklahoma City with a change here too. Diallo's checked in. Giles kicks to Parker. Hield dishes to Land. For 3. Rebound by Muscala. And Buddy Hield is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Diallo, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's Sacramento up by 16. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And there have been 2. Oh, that was huge!
Incredible. And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. Fox passes to Giles. Over Gallinari. Giles, that's good. And the Kings lead by 16.
I think getting better as a passer and understanding more about how the NBA game works. That's De'Aaron Fox. Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
And the Kings making a change here. Bielitsa's checked in. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Hall's checked in. Passes it to Fox. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
And De'Aaron Fox having one of those nights where he's feeling it.
To the paint. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. Bogdan Bogdanovic. He's checked in for Buddy Hield. Kings leading now by 18. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Up again, great positioning on the putback.
Oh, big time putback there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder. Ball looking over the floor. Over to the left wing. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Makes it off the glass.
Gilgeous-Alexander, a unique frame at his size and an intriguing scorer.
Fox kicks to Bogdanovic. 11 feet out and he hits it. Bogdanovic has got his first bucket in this one.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead. Calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
I mean, this team is just dangerous. Right now, every shot that they're putting up feels like it's going in.
Pass to Bielitsa. The kick out to Barnes. Takes the 13-footer. It's tipped. Paul against Fox. And Chris Paul the bucket on the assist from Gallinari.
So creative right there. Paul's fantastic at finding ways to get inside and capitalize, whether it's him or a teammate.
They get a hand on it. And so the ball is out of bounds. Bogdanovich touched it last. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Paul for three. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Barnes. Lays it up off the glass. And the Kings lead by 20.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Here's Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
Harrison Barnes out there looking to involve his teammates on that play.
And it's Paul penetrating. There's the lob to Adams. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, not many times does Adams get his number called for plays like that, but the oop there looked good.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Sacramento.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And this victory will draw them even in the season series as it comes to a close.
A big group substitution here for Sacramento. Harry Giles is checked in for Bielitsa. Ken Bazemore comes in for Barnes. Brewer is checked in for Bogdanovich. And Farrell's subbed in for Fox.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
A second chance effort. Diallo with it. Now the pass to Nader. Shot clock at 6. Tries again, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
What a culture shift it's been in Sacramento the last few years. Vlade Divac, along with Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the legendary Sacramento Kings players, finding their footing and trying to put their stamp on this organization with some of the young talent that they've acquired.
Alex Lenz checked in for Sacramento. Farrell can't hit. Here's Bazley. He's looking for Diallo and finds him. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Farrell gets the bucket.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
Now here's Bazemore, guarded closely. Can't get it to fall. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know they're fans.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
It's dope, actually. You're saying exactly what I like to hear. And this is the first time for you guys in a while where you had like a generation jump. Is there anything like you're real excited about?
There's some really cool stuff with movement, I'll say that. The movement and the feel of the game from current gen to next gen is like this giant leap. And on top of that, you know, I'm not a graphics guy, I'm not an artist, but when I look at it as a fan of the game.
Traffic heading in and out of downtown. And
Well,
terrific attitude. It makes him very tough to handle. David, thank you. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Beasley.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Holmes in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Karl Anthony Towns. Russell is out there with Beasley. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4 slot.
Hey, Chris, there's a lot to like for this Kings franchise right now. Fans have got to be excited about their future.
Yeah, and credit my man Vlade in the front office for rebuilding. They got lots of great young talent, and they've kept their picks. The team should be a big factor in the West in the coming years.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves getting the first points of the ball game. And it's Fox with the jam.
He's considered one of the quickest guys in the game. Fox, he really hurts defenses on these takes.
Okogie, the pass to Towns. And that one is good. Towns has got his second basket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now, here's Fox. He's coming off a 28-point game against New Orleans.
Well, Fox is mastering the timing required to succeed in the pick and roll. Trust me, it's not easy.
Here's Beasley. Hernan Gomez finds Beasley. Fox with the steal. Shoots from the baseline. Barnes can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. It's Beasley on the wing. Back to Hernan Gomez. The shot misses. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. Nobody near Barnes. No luck that time in the shot that would have put them on top. Right side, Russell. And stolen by Bogdanovich. Passes it to Bielitsa. He feeds it to Barnes. Towns with the steal. Here's Beasley over Bogdanovich. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Chris, as we wind toward the end of the regular season, what do you notice as an analyst that you didn't notice when you were playing?
Wow, I think what I didn't notice when I was playing was everything that goes on around the arena. Now I get to the games a couple of hours early. I get to interact with fans. I get to see game productions. The business of basketball, just how much everyone loves the game, from Adam Silver down to someone at the concession stands at the arena, how it really is a community and a family. Because when I was in Sacramento, I'm just playing for Sacramento. I didn't realize how many people in New York and Detroit and other places supported not only us in Sacramento, but their home teams, and just seeing how passionate everyone in the business of basketball, how passionate they are. And that's just something awesome to be a part of.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
It's Beasley on the wing. Back to Lehman. Outside, Towns. 6 on the shot clock. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Kept alive. Down it goes for his 3rd basket in as many tries.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Well, that's something that they scouted him coming into tonight. They know he can make this shot. That's a poor effort defensively.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Giles checked in for Len. Parker comes in for Bielitsa. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Barnes. And Corey Joseph subbed in for De'Aaron Fox. Here's Lehman. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Here's Reed. And that one goes long.
The rotation in the D could be better here. It'll cost them next time if it's not.
Joseph has an open look. Kings three-pointers off the mark. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2 for 1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
Here's Reed. He can't get that one to fall. And the Kings going the other way now. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them. There's the call on James Johnson. That's his first foul. There's 21 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shows us the pass to Giles. It's Parker outside. Out of bounds, Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. Nine seconds left here in the opening quarter. Bazemore dishes to Heel. Beyond the arc. And Kent Bazemore good for 3. And it's all knotted up.
Oh, no doubt that Buddy Hield can shoot with the best of them. But it's encouraging watching him share the wealth as well.
Tie game. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns, knows it's important.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one? Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
Layman is out there with James Johnson. Then it's Culver, and it's Reed in at center. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Well, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Six to shoot. Noel covered by Heel. Over Parker. The rebound by Giles. The Kings leading. Inside. And the dunk by Parker.
Rising up with no hesitation. When Parker goes up strong like this, you better get out of the way.
Timberwolves passing it around. Okogie, the pass to Johnson. Offensive rebound. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Johnson's got his first basket of the night. And here now the Kings, their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. And the dunk by Parker.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball. To the paint. Pass to Okogie. There's the pass to Reed. Noel covered by Heel. From 15 feet away, Sacramento grabs the miss. Giles has got his fourth rebound in this one. Here's Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Reed. The rebound by Giles.
Nothing less than that kind of defense will cut it against them. That's just great work inside.
Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for James Johnson. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Kings. Bogdanovich comes in for Hield.
Passes like that help develop team chemistry. Bogdanovich, I love the display of unselfishness.
And you see flashes of brilliance with Harry Giles. And eventually, Chris, you think he'll put it all together?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I do, Kevin. He missed so much time in both college and his entire rookie year. I mean, a little behind the curve in that regard, but the talent is clear. And there was a reason why he was once the top-rated player in the draft.
Okogie, the pass to Hernan-Gomez. Can't hit from 12. And the Kings with possession. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Bazemore finds Bogdanovich. Here's Holmes. And Holmes throws it down.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm. And you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
And Holmes throws it down.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Out that one, and the Kings' lead has been cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Reed. And it's Bogdanovic off the drive. Banked in off the glass.
Outstanding at taking it to the cup. Now look, when Bogdanovic is in attack mode, it's great to watch.
Noel is covered by Bogdanovic. And Joseph gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Some changes for Sacramento. Lenz checked in for Jabari Parker. Barnes comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Fox in for Joseph. Towns kicks to Layman. Another miss by Minnesota. Sacramento leading by 14. And here's Barnes for three. Another three for Sacramento.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Absolutely relentless. They're in the flow and riding that wave for as long as they can.
Hernan Gomez passes to Layman. Now Towns. From 13. Rebounded by Holmes. Holmes got rebound number 5 here tonight. Now the feed to Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
How do you not love Fox? I mean, he's a crafty point guard who possesses some real power.
Fox with the steal. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Down low, Len, and the dunk by Len.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
To the middle, here's Holmes. Feeds to Bogdanovic, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beasley. .11 seconds left now here in the second. And taken away by Johnson. To stop the run, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a... Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give. And that's a wrap for...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. Have to like what we're seeing from Jabari Parker.
Man, how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
On the court right now for the Kings, Fox and Bogdanovic pair up at the 1 and the 2. Harrison Barnes is out there with Nemanja Bjelica, and it's Holmes in at the 5. Towns, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Towns has got the first points to start out the third quarter for Minnesota. Here's Fox. 8 points for him. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line. You played for a lot of different coaches in your career, Chris. I'm sure you saw characteristics that you like in a head coach with all the different people you played for.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want coaches that challenge you, that want to make you better, that helps with the team chemistry. But I would say, number one, you want a coach that understands they are such a good coach that their job is to infuse you with as much information during practice, and then come game time, they trust you to go out and do your thing. They don't micromanage during the big games. They say, wait a minute, we put in enough practice time. You know what we should do. Now go out there and execute. The ones that trust you got to love it.
Right. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, D'Angelo Russell was traded from the Lakers and, in his words, was kicked on the way out. He's become an all-star in Brooklyn. Russell said, it's a heck of an accomplishment. That respect from your peers, your coaches, other teams, It's a great feeling. Kevin, given how it started for him in L.A., many remain shocked by Russell's rapid ascent.
Coming into his own, you're right, David. Thank you. And the Kings making a change here. Giles is checked in.
And you can see Barnes likes to get out and run. I mean, he knows how to finish in these spots.
Towns, the pass to Hernan Gomez. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. For three, Beasley. Here's Towns. The rebound by Giles. Giles has got 7 rebounds in the game.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
Well, Greg, their poise has been tremendous. Excellent at both ends has them increasing this lead.
Kings leading now by 22. To the inside. And Bielitsa kicks to Fox. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Well, we've seen more of this recently from Fox, a confident, efficient offensive player who looks to score often.
Here's Towns. Tips it. It's good on the putback. Hernan Gomez has got his 3rd basket of the night. Kings have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Bogdanovich with it. He's picked up by Russell. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Sacramento making some changes. Alex Lenz checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Buddy Hield in for Bogdanovich. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
I like how Hill gets solid positioning inside. A terrific score close to the basket.
And though Chris, he's known mostly for his shooting, Buddy Hield has been improving in other areas as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about ball handling, playmaking. I mean, they're notably better from early in his career. He's a solid rebounder who is definitely not a weak link on the defensive side as well.
And the rejection by Towns. Russell passes to Towns. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
And it's really a tale of 2 quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
And good that time.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. To the left side wing. Here's Reed. Good D by Hield.
His offense has been non-existent tonight. It's really hurting him.
And Bielitsa kicks to Hield. There's 45 seconds left in the third. 5 on the clock. Giles the pass to Bielitsa. It's good. Bielitsa's got his first bucket of the night.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Some changes for Minnesota. James Johnson's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Jake Layman subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. Sacramento also making some changes. Ken Bazemore comes in for Bielitsa. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Fox. But they recover it. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. The Timberwolves have gone 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group. Only around 75%.
At the line for 2. And the first one drops. So both teams changing it up here. Both good from the line that time. Sacramento with the ball. Shot by Hield, nobody around. A putback. And it's Russell with the rebound. It could go, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Lehman, also Johnson out there. And it's Okogie in at the shooting guard. Reed the pass to Johnson, to the wing on the left. Timberwolves passing it around. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 3 assists tonight.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Here's Parker. The second chance effort. They kick out to Hield. Here's Giles. He's guarded by Johnson. Just 4 to shoot. It's Parker outside. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Kings. On Sunday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets. Then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And for their matchup with the Magic, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Tipped away. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Minnesota. Malik Beasley comes in for Josh Okogie. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for the Kings. Fox comes in for Giles.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Here's Beasley. Johnson right side. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
The 3 from Barnes. And Lehman pulls it down. Timberwolves trail by 19. Stolen by Len. And they're running. Goes up. Johnson with the block. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Towns is checked in. And a change for Sacramento. Bielitsa, he checks in for Len. And Bielitsa kicks to Hield. Shot from free throw range. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Beasley, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, regardless of the color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did, drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. And if you look at organizations like the Black Fives and bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand your legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give them a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all of the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that. And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the team.
Starting 5 must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for De'Aaron Fox.
They needed someone to do the heavy lifting tonight, and he was their man, scoring every way he knows how.
Here, Spellman makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
He must have a real good feel for the fadeaway. I mean, he uses it even when no one's on him.
Here's Bogdanovich, and he banks in the layup. And the Kings lead by 19.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
The touch, the timing. Bogdanovich loves catching the defense by surprise with the shot off the pass.
Noel, and that one drops for him.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right there.
And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
as a fan of the game, I'm like, man, I'm blown away by what that team has accomplished too. So it just looks incredible. Like the lighting looks crazy, the details and the texture of the skin, everything just looks so lifelike.
That's awesome, man. I'm not gonna lie, you get me excited.
So, Agent, you've been really vocal about gameplay in a lot of the videos and the content that you create. Play a lot of Pro-Am, you play a lot of Park. What's one thing you want to see improved on from a gameplay standpoint?
There needs to be like a variety of like effective animations. What I saw happen a couple.
And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Beasley.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the 3 slot. And for the Timberwolves, they've got Towns, Malik Beasley out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Okogie in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, the more repetition he gets, the more floor awareness you develop. D'Angelo Russell showing a desire to get his teammates involved.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. And here are the Timberwolves. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
You know, Greg, for the Thunder fans, hard to see their star power dwindle, but they got a lot in return.
Yeah, but the Thunder were capped out. They hadn't made it past the first round in 3 years. And in exchange for Paul George, they got one of the richest trade packages in league history.
Here's Paul after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Paul looking around. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The Timberwolves have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Shot's good by Hernan Gomez.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
And this is the attack mindset you want to see coming into the game.
Get it to the right guy, get a high percentage look, and that's the kind of game they want to play tonight.
He can't hit that time. Adams, some nice D. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Dort. He averages a bit over 6 points a game.
A terrific effort by Towns. Sticks with the play and sends it back.
Paul outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
I think he's got to settle down, because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
No good from Beasley. And for the Thunder, they're shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. That one goes. Count it. Paul's got his second bucket.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Dort. Here's Adams to the right side. Second shot opportunity. And the shot is long. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Beasley finds Hernan Gomez. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Oh, the defense has got to do more than that. Carl Anthony Towns embarrassing them.
And Towns, a player who took a little bit of time adjusting from the college game at Kentucky to the NBA game, especially Doris on the defensive end.
I do think you have to appreciate over the last several seasons Carl Anthony Towns' commitment to becoming a better defender. Listen, he has the length to not only block shots, but to alter shots, and you just want him to have consistent effort on that end.
James Johnson checked in for the Timberwolves. Jake Layman comes in for Malik Beasley.
Carl Anthony Towns can be a 20-10 guy consistently. This guy is a workhorse on the glass.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Utah.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
And Doris, last season, rookie Josh Okogie ended up contributing more than the franchise thought he would.
Yeah, he was terrific as a 3-and-D player for the Wolves. This guy could end up being the steal of the draft, sort of in that Robert Covington mold.
Culver's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. And then for Oklahoma City, Mike Muscala is checked in for Steven Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. And Diallo subbed in for Gilgeous Alexander. Now here's Schroeder. 52 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. The Thunder with another miss.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And the basket by Okogie.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Ferguson. Schroeder looking around. He's looking for Muscala and finds him. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Okogie, the pass to Towns. It's deflected. The drive by Schroeder. And he lays it straight in.
This is Schroeder at his best, putting that blinding speed to great advantage.
9 seconds left to play in the first. Pass to Towns. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Towns has got 8 points.
And just using the natural advantage he has, he can see over the top of the defense.
And he has got...
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. And don't go away.
I want to be the best player who ever played. And
His coaches, Greg, and teammates love hearing that.
And how can you not? I mean, that kind of drive is special. And with his tools and potential, hard to put a ceiling on just how good he can be.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for Minnesota, we've got Colton. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Lehman, and it's Reed in at the 4-man position. Schroeder dishes to Robertson. Here's Ferguson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Shot clock at 5. Back to Robertson. Launches it. Rebound, Minnesota. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game. They didn't do that defensively.
One thing you know, Greg, is you've got to pack your defense in the suitcase if you're going to win on the road, and they simply did not bring it.
Inching our way toward the end of the season here in the NBA, Doris, and just how much fatigue after all these games and all these months and practices and travel. How much fatigue are these players feeling, you think, right now?
Well, I think NBA players like to tell us, come March, come April, everybody has bumps and bruises. No one is 100%. What you're hoping to do as an NBA organization is manage the rest that you can possibly give to your guys down the stretch of the season. Because the healthier you are going into the postseason, the better off you're going to be.
Muscala gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him.
He's got a defender draped all over him and somehow manages his way to the hoop for the layup. That's just well done.
Ferguson misses.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that, but that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
Here's Reed. Drops it in from 11 feet. Reed's got the lead up to 12 now for the Timberwolves. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for Oklahoma City. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz. Ferguson, the pass to Noel. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Robertson finds Muscala. Here's Ferguson. Muscala with the ball. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Got a piece of it. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. Minnesota making some changes. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. Malik Beasley comes in for Jake Layman. And it's Russell in for Culver. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Alinari comes in for Muscala. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And Paul subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Diallo, he's checked in for Robertson. Johnson off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Thunder trailing by 14.
I think one thing you have to love about the Timberwolves, their aggression on the offensive end. This is a team that has been top 10 in free throw attempts over the last 8 years. And when they get to the line, they do convert.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And there's a minute 45 left in the first half. Here's Russell. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gallinari.
Here's a look at some stats for Russell. He's definitely been getting it done since the All-Star break. Right around 21 points per, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
And part of why the Wolves get to the line so much, they take a lot of two-point shots.
And that's a trade-off, right, Kev? We all know the analytics like the three-point shot. They like restricted area twos. But the best way to get to the line is to challenge the teeth of that defense. You can't do that from 25 feet away, guys.
Passes to Adams. He kicks it to Paul. For three. Hernangomez grabs the miss. Here's Minnesota. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got his third assist on the night.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Gallinari left side. It's stolen by Hernangomez. It's stolen by Adams. And Adams with the slam.
Make no mistake, an intimidating 7-footer. Steven Adams gets the space he needs and finishes with ease.
Beasley, the pass to Reed. Lets the three fly. No good from Beasley.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Diallo. That shot off the mark. Johnson with the defensive effort. Beasley outside. Russell from long range. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Adams has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Beasley with the steal. And so it's Minnesota in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. There.
Kevin, thanks. Nerlens, you guys had a tough time.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. What a start it was for Karl Anthony Towns. He had 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 1 assist. And that's going to do it for us here.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
In those first two quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul. And it's Dort in at the small forward. It's stolen by Adams. And there's a whistle. That goes on Hernangomez. That is his first foul of the game. Thunder trailing by 18.
Boy, when you think about the skill that Karl Anthony Towns has, and you realize he's just getting started in the league, His future is truly off the charts. By the midpoint of his career, we could be talking about him as one of the most skilled big men to ever play the game.
And Russell with the basket on the assist by Towns. Russell's got his second basket of the night.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
Back to Paul. Here's Dort. Buries the long-range jumper. Dort's got himself on the board with 3 there. And with the offensive tool set of Karl Anthony Towns, Doris, he could see MVP consideration in the future.
Well, what we know about Karl Anthony Towns certainly is that each and every night he has a major impact for his team. And consider, he's still growing as a player and ironing out some areas. But this guy is going to be a star for a long time, no doubt.
Oh, and a nice job of turning that miss into 2 points on the tip end.
Hustle points, I believe they call them. Hustle points right there. And Adams sends it back. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Adams. Andre Robertson comes in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Paul.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. Culver's got the ball. Yep, that one goes. Culver's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And the decision-making proving to be outstanding. Culver just has a knack for taking advantage of the D in the open floor.
Here's Dort. Misses off the right eye. Timberwolves leading by 22. Here's Culver. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 3 assists tonight.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Noel. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. We've always been wowed by the athleticism in the NBA, but it seems to be becoming even more athletic. And certain guys get it done, Doris, in different ways.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of examples, Kev, of guys who don't have or are not blessed with incredible athleticism, but who have found a way to be successful. Nikola Jokic is a first-team NBA player who plays very much below the rim. And then you look at certain shooters who can affect the game. J.J. Redick, he is impossible to guard because he's one constant stream of movement. So, listen, if you have great skill for your position, without athleticism, you can still find a way to have a job in this NBA.
Inside, here's Muscala. No good, unable to end this run.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Ferguson kicks to Muscala. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. Let's now go to the 2K leaderboard to look at the teams that specialize in intimidation. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. Fifth, the Timberwolves.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
No one covering.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Pass to Noel. Ferguson for 3. He can't get that one.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
That's tipped.
And great positioning there from Culver. That's what allowed him to get the block.
And then Culver with the dunk.
You have to have the vision to find the open man. Beautiful pass.
The pass to Ferguson, right wing. Diallo inside. He's guarded by Johnson. Now, here is Muscala. He's covered closely, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it, never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys?
Here's Layman. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. A different look for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams comes in for Nerlens Noel. And Paul subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Pass to Ferguson. Adams trying to free himself up. And here's Diallo. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Ferguson for three. Herman Gomez grabs the miss.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Takes the three. Gets a hand on it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Reeves got his third bucket of the night.
What an effort to get the tip in, just wanting it a little bit more.
And so it's Minnesota with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a... Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
You should never get beat like that in transit.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Russell is out there with Evans. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Spellman in at the 5. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Up again. Spellman with the rebound. The Timberwolves shooting extremely well. 62% on the night to this point. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Russell. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Well, D'Angelo Russell, one of the best mid-range scorers you'll see. He's got the floater game, the pull-up game, and with his arsenal, he can get a shot at any time.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Robertson, he's checked in. And you know, Doris, another thing about D'Angelo Russell. He's not afraid of the big moment.
Kevin, he has proven that he is willing to take and make big shots. He doesn't necessarily beat you with tremendous athleticism, but it's his basketball skill that sets him apart.
Evans outside.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Robertson. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Passes it to Nader. Out to the right wing. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. It's deflected. And they're on the break. Here's Dort. Hits the three-point bomb.
And I like how he draws the attention on the inside and then the nice little kick out in rhythm for the jumper.
Spellman the pass to Vanderbilt. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds. Both teams will make substitutions. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. Pass to Dort. Takes a 3. No good. And Minnesota now the other way. Here's a Kogi. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Well, deliver the pass where your teammate can do something with it. Nice. What an excellent post-entry pass. Good things happen when you make that next look.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Here's Towns. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
To the paint, here's Russell. Kicks it out to Beasley. Lets it go with a 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Now, here's Robertson. Tight defense on him. And the rejection by Towns. Clock at 4. Here's Dort. The Thunder with another miss. Timberwolves have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's a Kogi. And again, the turnover by the Timberwolves.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Whole new look on the floor for Minnesota. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Adams checked in. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The Thunder with another miss.
Well, you simply have to shake that one off, right? You can't let that kind of missed opportunity bother you.
Always going up for the alley-oop here.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Timberwolves.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Karl-Anthony Towns.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
You know, I love how he absorbs the foul and still had a chance to knock that one down.
And last season, Andre Robertson missing so much time due to injury. Think back in his career, he's been a pivotal piece for the Thunder for so long. His absence was clearly felt.
Dennis Schroeder's checked in for the Thunder. Here's Vanderbilt. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
What an impressive performance, to say the least. At this point, it looks insurmountable.
And you can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Back to Evans. Noel. He's guarded by Schroeder. And it's Baisley with the rebound. Schroeder, left side. Baisley passes to Adams. Here's Schroeder. Adams. And it's Adams on the follow.
We are talking about a big-time offensive rebounder, and Steven Adams unafraid to impose his will with that frame.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
and lower body fluid, and goaltend. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
What I saw happen a couple times in 2K20 was when there was something like that behind the back, everybody was spamming it. When that was nerfed, it's like now there's really nothing to use. I prefer if there was more effective animations than no effective animations, if that makes sense. But Mike hit on the point a little bit earlier, is it's a video game. And I know the balance can be kind of difficult sometimes because it's a simulation game, you want it to be like real life. But when I am playing video games, I'm playing to have fun. Honestly, I like it when the game is more fast-paced. When the game is a little bit slowed down, it kind of just feels.
Oklahoma City, that's the location for the Kings. Good Friday night to you sports fans. DA, a little intimidation factor, DA. Thanks. We're going to break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Thunder. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, Sacramento, down 5 spots from them.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, they've fulfilled a lot of the promise they showed coming into the season. But they just haven't taken that next leap forward so many thought they might.
They still had enough players take positive steps forward to call this season a success. Maybe they're not at the top of the standings where they'd hope they'd be, but they're in really good position in terms of the playoff picture.
Now Sacramento starting 5. Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Holmes, and it's Barnes in at the 3. And for Oklahoma City, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Chris Paul is out there with Gilgeous-Alexander. And it's Dort in at the 3. Here's Bogdanovich. Steven Adams making his last shot. Clock at 2. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. Bielitsa's there. They're running. Moving it up. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Harrison Barnes, great experience at Golden State, a proven champion on that team, and now entering prime years of his career, trying to be consistent and trying to get a little bit better.
The 7th overall pick in 2012 out of North Carolina. Harrison Barnes won a title in Golden State. Signs the big contract with Dallas, but yet to achieve the stardom that many predicted back in high school.
Sacramento moving it around. Here's Holmes. Pass to Bielitsa. The 9-foot shot. Drained for 2 points.
How about that? Bielitsa rising up and firing. That's a confident-looking shot.
Greg, you look at Harrison Barnes. What's his best role?
I mean, Kevin, he's a hard worker, able to hit the spot-up 3. Defensively, his strength gives him some versatility, just a solid contributor.
Gallinari, here's Adams, drops in the layup for 2.
Yeah, that 265 pounds out there, Kevin, it's pretty solid, a wrecking ball.
Here's Sacramento now. Outside, Fox. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Fox. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Fox.
And one thing that has been very consistent for him the last few years, his ability to continue to deliver more and more offense. He's been doing everything that's been asked of him.
That's a 2 from Paul, and that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Holmes with it. Chris Paul covering. Tips it up, and it's Barnes on the follow.
Offense clicking early here, 3 for 4 to start this one.
Paul kicks to Gallinari. Left side, Adams. It's hauled in by the Kings.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Bielitsa misses.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And Dort gets it to go. Faster pace now, Brent, in the NBA. This has become an endurance sport, and well-conditioned athletes are a must.
Obviously, Kevin, over the past couple seasons, the pace has picked back up. It's very reminiscent of the early 80s when you had the Lakers running, the Denver Nuggets running. Yes. You have these teams that are just flying up and down the floor. So as a fan, I think it's a wonderful opportunity, especially the closer you can sit, to watch a Russell Westbrook, to watch a Paul George, to see a Giannis get up and down the floor with such fluidity and grace and skill set. So the game opening up has also opened the eyes to the fans about just how great the athleticism of NBA players is.
Now, here's Bielitsa. 14 points from him the last game against New Orleans.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Well, who's had the hot hand from the 2 position over the last 10 games? Highest field goal percentages right here on the 2K leaderboard. You take a look at Gilgeous-Alexander. You know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
You know, in tight or outside, these are all very reliable and consistent shooters. It's a safe option to put the ball in their hands and let them create something for themselves.
Well, the array of moves that each of those players has is just about unlimited. Whether it's in tight or outside, they know how to free themselves up and find the best shot possible. It's reflected in their shooting percentage.
We've got 33 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Gallinari. Oklahoma City needs to get off a shot. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Mike Muscala is checked in for Adams. Terrence Ferguson comes in for Gallinari. Diallo, he's checked in for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Chris Paul. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Lenz checked in for Rashad Holmes. Giles comes in for Bielitsa. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Joseph in for Fox.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Oh, that's blocked. And they'll keep possession.
You got to be more cautious when you're guarding Alex Len. Obviously, his size puts you at an immediate disadvantage.
The Kings have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. King. Chris Paul talks about the matchups he faces at the
toughest position in the NBA night.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from Sacramento so far, guys, what do you think?
Well, pounding the boards is one way to gain an advantage. They simply owned the glass in that first.
Well, if you get physical out there, you can control the glass, and that helps you to control the pace of the game.
On the floor for Sacramento, Joseph and Hield make up the backcourt. Giles is out there with Kent Bazemore, and it's Len in at the 5, home in the paint. That one goes in.
Well, 7'1", 250+ pounds. He's just so good at pushing through contact as Alex Len.
Shooter passes to Diallo. Noel in the corner. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range. And every season, the Thunder continue to be one of the more dominating teams on the glass.
Just wonder how much Steven Adams has been the catalyst for that kind of mentality. We know that offensively, he's always in there to grab rebounds, but it's part of what they know is important in any possession is collecting the ball.
Robertson, he's checked in for Diallo. And a change for Sacramento. Jabari Parker's checked in for Alex Len. Muscala finds Robertson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one is on Hield.
Well, there's no doubt he's known for defense and rebounding, but you have to admire the work Robertson has put in improving his shooting stroke.
And he sinks the second. Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast through the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about
the time
going into the playoffs. Teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
Now here's Schroeder. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Utah. And they forced the shot clock violation. Great team. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Friday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards.
And with the way they've been able to march right along in this season lately, I think they should be able to keep things going in this next stretch. Just come out with the same energy and discipline, and you should have some wins.
Here's Schroeder. Sacramento making their last shot. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Pass to Robertson. Here's Ferguson. Covered by Hield. And with that shot, the Kings lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Ferguson.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Hield, the pass to Giles. On the wing, Hield. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Hield plays with such drive and intensity at all times that he just can't help but create a foul shot with that opportunity.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Alinari comes in for Mike Muscala. And Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for Ferguson. Goes up to the stripe. Robertson can't hit.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
Well, for Bielitsa, he's not the most athletic player on the floor, but Brent, he produces.
Bielitsa, one of those guys who can flow into a transition and stop 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line and drill you from there. So a nice guy as a secondary option on the break is Bielitsa.
Paul's checked in for Oklahoma City. Bogdan Bogdanovic, he's checked in for Sacramento. Count that one. The Sacramento lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Paul.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Bogdanovic passes to Bielitsa. Kicks it to Parker. Unloads from 13. It's rebounded by Robertson. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And here's Bogdanovic for 3, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Bogdanovic has got the lead up to 8 now for Sacramento. A 3-ball. The shot by Paul, no good. For Sacramento, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Thunder shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Gallinari against Bielitsa. On the wing, Robertson. It's not going to go for him. And it's the Kings taking it the other way. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. Barnes outside. It's Bielitsa. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Fox with the steal. Ahead. Here's Parker. And so it's Sacramento in the...
Thank you, Kevin. Harrison, a strong first half for you guys defensively. What has worked at that end?
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that...
Pressure turned me into a giant.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. One of the stories here, Harrison Barnes getting it done today.
Yeah, there is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know if you have enough game plans to slow him down. How do you guard a guy that good?
Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul, and it's Dort in at the 3 slot. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. Paul passes to Gallinari. Here's Adams, and the rejection by Holmes. Back to Gallinari. Paul outside. Another shot. Gallinari trying to get open, and he hits the jump shot. Paul's got his second basket of the night.
Just love to see Chris Paul operate in that area. Slows himself down. Great balance. That's one of his many strengths.
And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. The kick out to Fox. And the 3 off target.
Looks like the game plan is they're willing to give him that kind of shot. It worked out for them this time, but if they give it to him again, I bet 3 points are coming, Kevin.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Well, Fox with the eyes and ears up that time. Good vision to facilitate.
Adams outside. 90 seconds now into the second half. Paul against Fox. And Bogdanovich kicks to Fox. Barnes outside. Back to Fox. 5 to shoot. A baseline J. Holmes. Great positioning on the putback. And the Kings lead by 12.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy buckets in the paint.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Dort. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
1 of 5 here, Kevin, to start the half. Their offense looks like it's shrinking right now.
And taken away by Paul. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Here's Gallinari. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Now here's Barnes. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. At the number of trades now starting to involve stars. Feels like the league's power balance is always shifting to some degree.
Yeah, and I think organizations that are trying to stay ahead of the trend, Kevin, might think about, we might have a star for just 2 years. How can we get the next one? Backside of that, Kevin, is a lot of these star players are signing deals that are not extending to 4, 5, 6 years. You can't even do that anymore. So you get a guy for a couple years. What he wants to do is maximize his earning potential for 1 or 2 seasons, become a free agent again, and then look around the league where opportunities not only to win, but to also cash in. That's what's happening in today's game.
It's stolen. Oh, and here comes Schroeder all alone. Count that one.
Well, once you get the ball to Dennis Schroeder in the open floor, it's usually game over for the opposition, like what I saw there.
Passes it to Holmes. Len passes to Holmes. He kicks to Bazemore. And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Yeah, Bazemore has these moments. Sick hops right there in the flush to send it home.
Schroeder outside. And there's the feed to Noel. The 10-footer. And it's Schroeder missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And the slam dunk by Bazemore.
Terrific use of the drive by Bazemore, running straight at the D and getting that one to go.
Here's Noel. Rejected by Len. Here's Bazemore. And the dunk by Bazemore.
and running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. The Kings getting the bucket. Diallo kicks to Ferguson. 4 on the clock. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. It's Schroeder with the drop. Yep, it counts. Schroeder's got his second bucket of the night.
Nothing rushed from Schroeder there. Shot clock winding down, but still finds a way to drain it.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Back to Bazemore. Outside, Joseph. From outside the arc, they grab their own miss.
Well, a missed box out and an easy tip in, but it's because of the activity as the ball is going up, Kevin, finding yourself in the right spot, just using some effort.
Ferguson, the pass to Muscala. Stolen by Joseph. And the Kings pushing it up now. And Hield gets it to go on the assist from Joseph.
Running the lane in transition can be a skill right there. Buddy Hield, relentless in getting himself to the rack.
And so it's Sacramento controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. Back right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
Even though the position is called shooting guard, passing part of your responsibilities in today's game.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the court for Sacramento. That's at the point with Hield to his side. They're the backcourt. Parker out there with Giles, and it's Len in at the 5 spot. Schroeder passes to Muscala. Lets it go from deep. The putback, and Schroeder stays with it.
Well, Schroeder down there sneaking in and able to pick up a loose ball board and get a hoop.
Back to Len. Parker kicks to Fox. Dishes it to Parker. Outside, Fox. Hield from outside. Kings with the fresh shot clock. Back to Fox. That's a 2 from Parker, and that misses badly. Air ball. Schroeder against Fox. Here's Robertson. No good on the triple.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Parker kicks to Hield. Now the pass to Fox. But they'll get another chance. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's foul number 2 for him.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. Bielitsa, he checks in for the Kings. Harrison Barnes comes in for Jabari Parker. Oh, the lob to Gallinari. About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Hield against Paul. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Here's Dort. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Chris Paul at his best right there on that kind of play. A legendary distributor who spots the open man.
Shot by Hield, nobody around. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Buddy Hield. Fox against Paul. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
Well, Adams has his struggles at the free throw line, but he's making strides in that area and still has work to do.
Free throw good, Adams.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Now, here's Bogdanovich on the wing, Barnes. And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Yeah, that's up there. Harrison Barnes with momentum rises up, and that's a highlight.
And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come. Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Giles. Nobody near Barnes. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got 4 assists in the game. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. And here's Gallinari outside. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Sacramento leading by 23.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Kings.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29.
And with this win, they bring the season series to an end, guys, with a split 2 games apiece.
Baisley, Schroeder outside. Pass to Diallo. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Goes up with it again. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Jabari Parker's checked in for the Kings. Sacramento in total control. Poked away. Pass to Len on the wing, Brewer. Farrell, that's a 2-pointer. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Diallo inside. Covered by Brewer. Diallo no good. Parker right side. Down low. Len kicks to Brewer. And here's Bazemore. 3-pointer. Missed. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbing this one. A resounding victory for them. And great.
unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
And it kind of just feels like, man, those aren't, like, they need to be NBA players. They're athletic.
No, I mean that's a good point to have, but you know it's always about coming back to the fans. And Mike, now this is your chance to ask Agent a question, maybe about gameplay or 2K20 or 2K21. What's on your mind, Mike?
This idea of esports. You know, yeah, I know a lot of people complain about dice rolls and missing full whites. Like, do you think that's something?
And a look behind the curtain here. Final prepper. Well, point forwards and big guards in demand. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. D'Angelo Russell out there with Malik Beasley. Then there's Towns, and it's Okogie in at the small forward. And for the Kings, Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Holmes, and it's Barnes in at the 3. Here's Okogie. Goes back up. Outside, Russell. Pass to Beasley. 5 on the clock. To the middle. Here's Hernan Gomez. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Towns, no luck. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
Here's Okogie. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game, and Towns gets it to go.
Well, I like the focus Towns has. So confident down low. Taking advantage of his size there.
Bogdanovich left side. Here's Holmes. Pass to Fox. Second chance shot. He doesn't hit that one. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Towns down low. Holmes on him. Towns with the bucket.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Towns. Rebound by the Kings. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them. That gives them the lead. Bogdanovich has got 5 now.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter's feel, but not who you want to leave open.
Hernan Gomez trying to break free. The shot from the low post is good.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. And let's take this chance to break out the real stats, real scores from the real NBA and the list of the league's leading teams in steals. In the 3rd spot, the Timberwolves.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Here's Bogdanovich after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Here's Fox, and it's Fox with the jam.
Fox is so good at exploiting the pick and roll. When the defense goes under the screen, he knows exactly what to do. Burn them with the jumper.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
And the dunk by Towns.
And defensively, you've got to be on the lookout for this. I mean, Towns gets up in a hurry now.
Now here's Barnes. 9-point game his last outing. Pass to Fox. No good on the shot. Towns with the defensive effort. Out to the wing. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by Bielitsa. Looking at the last game for the Timberwolves, it was a loss to the Rockets. A nice shot by Bogdanovich. He's got 7. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And the dunk by Towns.
Boy, he scores in so many different ways. He's a huge matchup problem for any team. Towns can fill it up in a hurry.
Now, here's Bogdanovich. He has 7. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from him.
And it's Towns missing.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Really sweet passing from Fox. He's a reliable floor general and has great vision on the court.
Russell passes to Hernan Gomez. And here's Towns. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Towns has got 14.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
It's up a 3. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss. And here we go. Fast break. Towns has got it. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. Culver.
You know, one of the strengths of Corey Joseph's game, he's an excellent defender, actually a bit of a pest out there and does a nice job contesting shots.
We've got more in store for you right after this. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And when you consider how the Kings are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them, guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Johnson is out there with Lehman. Then it's Culver, and it's Reed in at the 5, roaming the paint. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. And actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, to a modern-day approach for a young coach.
It's good on the putback. Land's got the lead up to 7 now for Sacramento.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially, Greg, when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
Land with the block. Bazemore with it. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans. Joseph, the pass to Len. Up again. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. Len's got 4 this quarter.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Yeah, I love the energy they're playing with. I say it this way. Good teams, championship teams, play against the game as much as they play against the opponent. Nice uptick here in their second chance points in this quarter.
And it's Hield off the drive.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And the Kings with possession. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And the dunk by Bazemore.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Hield outside. shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws.
We all know Hield can shoot it, but for him to get better, he's got to keep adding different dimensions to his game.
Sacramento making some changes. Parker's checked in for Harry Giles. Harrison Barnes comes in for Kent Bazemore. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Corey Joseph. Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 28-point game against Houston.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
You know, early in his career, there were questions surrounding D'Angelo Russell's maturity, and understandably so. That's the case with most young players. But of late, in his case, his improvement as a player and his growth as a person is impressive.
Here's a Kobe. Jabari Parker making his last shot. Here's Towns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And beginning his career at the Lakers, coaches wanted Russell to take a more serious approach.
Yeah, you know what? I think his last year there, losing the trust of his teammates, probably woke him up a bit. Sometimes you got to go through the adversity to recognize what you need to change. It's not enough to just put up numbers. You've got to be a professional in how you go about your business, and plenty to like about where D'Angelo Russell is and where he's headed.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And here are the Kings now after the basket by Minnesota. And it's Fox with the jam.
How about the vertical from Fox? Throwing it down with authority. Yo, get it, young fella.
Hernan Gomez kicks to Russell. Back to Hernan Gomez.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Beasley's checked in for Minnesota. He's perfect from the line this time.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Timberwolves trail by 9. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Here's Towns, and the layup's good off the glass. Towns has got 21 in the game.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Towns has got 9 points in the quarter.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that.
And so it's the Sacramento Kings bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're playing a bruising game.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of them. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. They were able to squeeze ahead by... And...
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. And what can you say? Towns, an impressive effort here.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Fox and Bogdanovich pair up at the 1 and the 2. Bielitsa is out there with Harrison Barnes. And it's Holmes in at the 5 down low. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. 4 on the shot clock. Back to Beasley. Over Bogdanovich. Count that 1. The Sacramento lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Beasley.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Barnes can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they?
Yes, they can, Kevin. They can't allow him to beat them to too many more of those.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Offensive rebound, Towns. And the rejection by Holmes. Shots good by Hernan Gomez.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And it's Bogdanovich off the drive. Here's Fox. Lays it up and banks it in. Fox has got 6 points. Mark, a lot of young players in this NBA becoming top 10 players as they mature. Who are some of the guys you spot that are really going to make a mark?
Well, they've already made a mark, and you anticipate it'll continue to be that way. Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell. I like Jaylen Brown in Boston, as well as Jason Tatum there. And clearly, Zion Williamson has a chance to be really special.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Alex Len's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Giles comes in for Bielitsa. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Barnes. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Bogdanovich.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And stolen by Bazemore. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, over the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about seeding playoff teams 1 through 16, regardless of conference. Now, taking the top 16 teams is a tough sell, especially for owners whose teams are in the relatively weaker Eastern Conference. Taking 8 teams from each conference and then cross-seeding earlier than the finals is something that does seem possible down the road. The reward for fans might be a finals matchup with the 2 best teams in the league. Kevin?
Interesting ideas, David. Thank you. Hernan Gomez passes to Reed. And oh, here we go. Joseph's got it. The fast break chance. And oh, that was close. He draws the foul. He'll shoot 2. That one's on Johnson.
Joseph is a guy who's a proven champion and does whatever's asked of him, and that makes him a solid leader on this team.
Marker's checked in for Sacramento. Hield comes in for Kent Bazemore.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
And Parker comes with the help. Timberwolves passing it around. Layman gets the bucket.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Outside Fox. And he banks in the layup. Fox has got 10 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Culver. Nails the wide open jump shot. Culver's got his first points in this one.
Shooting off the catch is about confidence. There, Culver demonstrating how it's done.
Joseph, that's good. And the Kings lead by 10.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels. The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
35 seconds left in the third quarter, and too long on the shot.
Pick up the pace, get the 2 for 1 here.
That's the way to go. Be quick about it.
Russell dishes to Johnson. The pass to Reed. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Minnesota shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Now, here's Fox. 10 points for him. Hield outside. Now Fox makes it off the glass. Fox has got 8 points in the quarter.
Man, he's got it going now. And when he's in this kind of a zone, boy, he's fun to watch.
A big-time effort for De'Aaron Fox, providing a lot of energy for Sacramento. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Boy, that's a nice asset to have. It's a huge boost to any offense, too, Greg. It adds a whole nother dimension when you've got a big guy that can pass.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Lehman. Russell is out there with Beasley. Then it's Johnson, and it's Towns in at the center, filling out the middle. Holmes controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And yes, it's good. And now it's a 12-point Kings lead. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Kings.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Here's Hield. From down in the low post, it goes. Hield's got the lead up to 12 now for the Kings. Russell passes to Beasley. To the paint. Here's Towns. Sacramento grabs the miss. Holmes got his 5th rebound in this one. The wide open look here for Fox. And again, it's Sacramento converting.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Pulls up. And it's Johnson that time on the assist by Towns. Johnson's got 4 this quarter.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
The shot's good. 16 points for De'Aaron Fox.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Towns with the steal. Here's Lehman. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Here's the 3. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Kings lead by 14.
Oh, I tell you what, tremendous work rate in getting to the glass by Parker. If you don't box him out, he'll make you pay for it. And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
Outside, Fox. 3rd minute of action now gone here in the 4th. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4. Pass to Johnson. And Johnson with the stuff.
Boy, nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Parker outside. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker. It seems that guards are rebounding now more than ever. What do you make of that trend?
You know what, Kevin? I think it's a function of how the game is played. More and more teams play small ball, where they really don't have a big guy out there or a traditional center out there. You may have guards and wings, and oftentimes your tallest guy might be 6'8". So it makes it important for guards and everybody to rebound the ball. So I think you see more guards getting more rebounds because of teams playing small ball as a function of the three-point shots importance in the game.
Well, he's been doing it all night. Why not go back to it?
And no let up in him either, guys. I mean, he wants to continue to expand that lead, and as long as he's the one taking the shots, that lead's going to expand.
To the inside. And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut back down to 10 points after they get the bucket from Hernan Gomez.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
It's Fox with the drive.
Yeah, I love how Fox uses that wiry frame of his. He's eel-like in his ability to get to spots he wants to get to. He's always under control despite playing at a high rate of speed. You can't say enough about his individual performance. I don't think you can overstate it. I mean, even if the all-around team effort's been lacking, this guy's been on top of things.
Free throw good, Fox.
Boy, I like the focus and unselfishness Fox brings to the court. A strong defender with lightning-quick reflexes in every spot.
And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Down by 12.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Kings.
And one area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition. And when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And so it'll boost this year's win total for them to 29. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for De'Aaron Fox.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it. They've done it.
And that one's good. Towns.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Count the basket.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
So it's the Kings winning this. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements. Shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
that's something we need to go like to the extreme with. What I'm scared of, I guess, is like we make team pro-am or something, make it so that if you don't get a perfect release, you'll miss every single time. Like, is that an experience you think people will want?
I just divide it up. I mean, that's what a lot of games do. So it's like, you know how when you're choosing, you log into the games, like what difficulty you want to play on. It's like if there's a fun, unranked mode where it doesn't have to have a huge skill gap, you just in there.
With the thought of getting a victory on the road, the Timberwolves. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Colbert.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Russell is out there with Malik Beasley. Then there's Towns, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4. And for Oklahoma City, Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul, and it's Dort in at the small forward position.
And Doris, hard to find many arenas that have a better home court advantage than Oklahoma City.
Greg, it is the only show in Oklahoma City, and this arena gets loud. The fans come out every game. There is no doubting this is one of the best arenas in the NBA.
Towns, no luck. With the shot. The shot's good from Paul. Minnesota with the ball. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line.
When Russell gets his teammates involved, it makes this entire team better, and it'll make him more effective at the point position. Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Here's Hernan Gomez, and the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Hernan Gomez has got 6 points.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other. Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
Towns, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. He's got 8.
Well, that's how you bring out the best in your teammates. Towns is a prolific scorer, but guess what? He'll find you if you're open.
Puts it up from 12. No good off the back of the rim.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Here's Hernan Gomez. Not going to go that time. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Here's Paul, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And you can see when he has the basket in his sights, he's going to attack. And once he's in tight, he is a terrific finisher.
You can see it, Doris, with some of these good teams trying to build momentum as we get closer to the postseason.
You seem to know and understand which teams are good on both sides of the basketball. Are they top 5 efficiency, offense and defense? And as you know, Kevin, if there's a player with a hot hand, that can really make a difference in round 1.
Absolutely. Here's Hernan Gomez after Oklahoma City gets the 3. Dort grabs the miss. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Paul is doubled. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. The Minnesota Timberwolves come into this one following a loss to the Rockets. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Look out below, an airmail special by Cat.
Down low, it's tipped. Beasley, the pass to Hernan Gomez. Russell looking it over. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Right side Towns. Over Gallinari. Towns, no luck. Thunder trailing by 3. The drive by Paul. Up and in on the layup. Paul's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Well, he's attacking, he's forcing the issue, and that's simply stated a terrific play.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
From deep three-point range, a rebound by the Timberwolves.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
And Noel kicks it over to Schroeder. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. That one from long range.
We are talking about a very solid passer at his position. Schroeder identifying an open teammate.
And the slam dunk by Johnson.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Oh, Kev, love the connection Noel has built with his teammates. Smart at knowing when to time that alley-oop.
Here's Reed. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Chris Paul, an elite defensive player, a student of the game for sure, talks about his knack for making a lot of steals, forcing turnovers.
The steals thing is just something that I've always had a knack for doing.
Well, you hear about the importance of watching film, Greg. It reveals itself in many ways.
And learning guys' habits. What they like to do gives him a knack for when to go after steals without hurting his team.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
Muscala is out there with Ferguson. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then it's Noel. And it's Diallo in at the 2-guard. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. Got that one up quick. Ferguson's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Thunder.
And the D has gotten a little bit lax here defending the triple.
Reed up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
They are just killing them on the interior. And you think about the Wolves' history. KG clearly their best player, but Big Cat has a chance to reach that level someday.
He does, Greg, and I think we always look through KG's legacy being defined by passion, commitment, and leadership. That was as important as his basketball skill. Karl Anthony Towns is similarly talented, right? I think the key is he just needs to find consistency. That's the last step.
Diallo inside. He averages a bit over 6 points a game, and the layup's good off the glass. The Timberwolves have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. And that one, good. Layman's got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, love the job they're doing here of getting into the teeth of that defense.
Schroeder passes to Diallo. Back to Schroeder. Out left to the wing. Here's Ferguson. 6 points for him. Just 5 on the clock. Diallo kicks to Noel. Over Reed. Oklahoma City keeps it going. A new shot clock of 14 seconds. And with that shot, the Minnesota Leafs cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Ferguson. Throws it up high. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. There's the 3. Reed with the rebound.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Schroeder, left side. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Here's Ferguson. Oh, what a dunk!
Out below!
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Schroeder. Noel trying to break loose. Lays it up off the glass. Schroeder's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Thunder. Noel. And it's off from three-point range. Thunder have gone 8 of 11 from the field in the second quarter. Really flowing here. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And a look now at the Thunder's upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll take on John Wall and the Washington Wizards. Then on Tuesday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies.
And just looking ahead to what's on tap, there are a lot of winnable games for them, but you can't go into the stretch with that mentality. You've got to focus on what's in front of you and bring it every night.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Alinari comes in for Muscala. Robertson, he's checked in for Terrence Ferguson. And Chris Paul's subbed in for Dennis Schroeder.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game for many years. He's made everyone around him better.
Here's Hernan Gomez. Tips it up, and it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Here's Gallinari, and Gallinari throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
You're just too slow to react. You can't afford to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Hernan Gomez passes to Towns. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
He's starting to heat up now. He's been much more efficient with the shot in this quarter than in the first.
Shot from 12. Paul's shot is off. Timberwolves trail by 4. Beasley, the pass to Okogie. It's stolen by Adams. Paul against Beasley. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And the rejection by Towns. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. And so it's Minnesota with it. And here's Beasley. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, a competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the And that's a wrap for our halftime show.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Doris, you've said this often, it is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible to check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
Checking out the group now for Ryan Saunders to start the second half. Beasley is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's Towns, and it's Okogie in its small forward. Paul for 3. No good. Shot missing. Timberwolves go the other way with it. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
You gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Passes it to George. To halt the run. The shot by Paul, no good. And so it's Towns with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. They haven't given up any points here in the second half.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
And it's Paul missing.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
Okogie misses.
And if that's the best look you can get on a possession, what a waste of a trip down the floor.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot. Well, their first basket in 4 tries. Can that trigger a little bit of good shooting here? We'll find out.
Puts up a 3. Towns, and it's Towns on the follow. Towns has got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
Beasley kicks to Towns. The 3. And Paul pulls it down. Thunder have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Well, we're now on the back end of what has been, Greg, an incredible career for Chris Paul. It's no longer the undisputed best point guard in the game, but still a top talent.
And Chris Paul might not be the best point guard, but any team would be happy to have him. His efficiency and playmaking aren't going away anytime soon. And even though he's never been an overly athletic player, that aspect of his game still is strong as ever.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. James Johnson's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Jake Layman comes in for Josh Okogie. And Culver's subbed in for Beasley. Russell passes to Layman. No good with the triple. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. That one good for 2. And the Thunder lead by 1. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
Pass to Ferguson. Wide open look. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Culver dishes to Towns. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. The Timberwolves have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. The kick out to Towns. Offline with his 3. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvements here. Now here's Culver, the fast break chance. And it's good, 2 points. Culver's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the decision-making proving to be outstanding. Culver just has a knack for...
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Post game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Boy, you love the hustle from the young guard, D'Angelo Russell, making a play with the defense.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for Minnesota. He made his mark in a big way on the boards in that quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this fourth quarter. So for Oklahoma City right now, Muscala is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Robertson. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Diallo in at the 3, the small forward.
They continue to battle out there, so close to taking the lead.
Yeah, but that's been elusive. They've missed a few plays along the way that they'd love to have back.
And stolen by Robertson. And Muscala kicks to Diallo from 12 feet out. And Culver pulls it down. Minnesota leading by 5. Layman pass to Johnson. The shot missing. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Now here's Robertson. Defense is right there. Muscala up top. Back to Robertson. Clock at 6. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. No good with the layup. Here's Reed. He's guarded by Diallo. And there's the pass to Reed. Here's Layman. Here's Johnson. Count that bucket. Johnson's got the lead up to 7 now for the Timberwolves.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior. And you can feel the excitement in the building. Both of these teams pouring it on.
There's been a bit of a flurry here late, and this game may come down to which side gets a stop or two.
Gallinari, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Ball comes in for Diallo. Now, here is Hernan Gomez, defended by Robertson. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Pass to Okogie. And he uses the glass on the layup. And it's a 9-point Timberwolves lead.
Yeah, and ever since halftime, they played precision basketball offensively.
I got to believe that's something the coach talked to them about at the halftime. They have valued each possession.
And Beasley, here we go. Hernan Gomez passes to Reed. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. For 3, Beasley connects from 3-point range. Beasley's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Schroeder, right side, shoots it up. That one's not going to go. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
There's the call on James Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for the Timberwolves. D'Angelo Russell comes in for Johnson. Thunder trailing by 12.
And clearly we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Timberwolves.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And really an important win from a pride standpoint. Nobody likes getting swept, so they're able to salvage a win in this 4-game season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Minnesota with the ball. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Here's Reed. Chalk up 2 there. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
No problems knocking that one down. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate. What a terrific pass. Work the ball inside and create a good look for your teammate.
From deep, no good. And so the Timberwolves take the win. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel